There we go. There we go. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for waiting for me. Leo is here. Claire C. Keith Bexley. Hello. Welcome to Lewis Schaffer Uncooked. I'm cooked. I'm like fried. I just went to the hospital. I was just in the hospital. I'll tell you all about it. Not that you're interested in it. It's my health. I am a hypochondriac. I never think there's anything wrong with me. But then you go to the hospital and they gotta test you out. You got a big burly doctor testing. I don't know whether he's a doctor or not, but he's testing me out. Daz is here. Marianne is here. Hello. We got at least 20 viewers viewing. Thank you for coming in to the show. I'll put this over here. How about that? Can you see me? Can you see me? I want to apologize for how I look because I don't look that good. Something, I don't know, maybe because I've lost weight. I now weigh 77 pounds. So this is Lewis Shea. Thank you for coming. Let's say hello to everybody. Hello, Claire C. Hello. This is show 80. I've done 80 of these things. 80 and 80 to more and more success. It's the 29th of August, 2025 today. It's hanging. Well, I don't quite hang. I point out, Zingo, I don't hang. I'd like to hang, but I'm getting thinner, and I think it's better. I don't know whether you can tell the jacket, the thing is not that good. I don't know where I got this shirt from, but it's not that good. I'm gonna get the winter clothes in, but the winter clothes are all like stripy lines. I actually reset something yesterday, though it seems to be working today. Can you hear me? Oh, no, you can't hear me. You can't hear me. Hello, Joodles. Can you hear me? Bit more volume. Every time I come on board, I've got to press. Can you see the dots there? I got to press the dots, and I'm going to move the dot. It shouldn't be this way, but so hold on a second. I've been told vaping is really bad. I don't vape. That's the first vape I've had all day. It might be the last I've had all day. I probably will go. I've already been outside. I went out and I went into the park and I went down to Peckham and I bought something. I'm not going to say what because I don't want to say what I bought. But I've done my walk. I'm going to guess I've done 10,000 steps already. Let me just see how many steps I've done. Just because I'm interested. And I've done 11,600 steps. Maybe that's enough for today. Yesterday, I came home after the show. I had about 500 or 600 calories. And I weighed myself at about 9 o'clock at night. And I was thinking I should have another meal. And then I weighed myself. And I weighed 79.9. I weighed almost 80 kilograms. This doesn't mean anything to anybody. Why am I even telling you this? But we have to lose weight. We have to know what the key thing is to losing weight. And the key thing is if you eat, I know people don't believe this, but if you eat less, you will lose weight. If you eat more, you will gain weight. I think that's the fact. You will gain weight. Can you all hear me there? Of course you can. Lewis, thank you, Claire. Claire always says something nice to me. She always does. When she stops saying something nice to me, I will be very, very afraid. Okay? A chosen level of nicotine or none, your choice, or no tar. What does that? And no tar, your choice and no tar. Yeah, there's no, but nicotine, what's his name, said vapes are good. What's his name? Tucker Carlson said that vapes are good. So I got to believe him. But then he went on to say how bad Israel was. And I don't know whether he mentioned the Jews, but Israel and the Jews are the same thing, basically. So you don't know whether to believe him or not. But I believe what you say. Maybe we should take a vote. Vaping or no. I probably shouldn't vape on the air. Romantis is here. Thanks for coming in, Romantis. Lud is here. Good to see you, Romantis. And Lud, I love that name, Romantis. Girl from Mars, how are you feeling, Girl from Mars? I worried about you yesterday. You doing all right? Awesome Purple Crown. Yeah, can someone tell me why, please? I'm so tech. I don't know. Can we say that? Can we use that word? I don't know if we can use that word. I don't care about using the word, but you got to be careful because they might disconnect us. They might say we don't want you on the thing. Remember, it's supposedly a free service. Of course, it's not. It's not a free service. So should I use the vape? Vape or not? I'd like to know. Okay, and we might have, and so Cressida, I'm going to ask Cressida to be on the show. They haven't called me up. I just wanted to see how long it would be before they call me, before I have to call them. Maybe they're not interested. I wouldn't be interested in me. I mean, you could tell by this show, if it was maybe a higher quality, maybe the show is higher quality. Does it feel like it's high quality to you? Maybe it doesn't feel high quality. I mean, maybe it is high quality. We don't know. It's just me. It's just me. We've got 26 viewers already. Basically, we've had the same number of viewers for a while. I mean, 26. We had 40 yesterday for most of the feed, and that's basically where we've been. We started off at 50, and then we went to 40, and I don't know. I don't want to focus on that. That's so typical Lewis Schaffer to focus on some bull thing like this. And so that's number one. And I'm seeing people. When I see people in the street, they say, "How are you doing?" And I tell them I'm totally depressed. I wouldn't say I'm totally depressed. I'm anxious. I'm anxious because the country's at war. Is the country not at war? It is at war. But I said, if you remember this correctly, people who've watched me for 3 years on the GB News, okay, is, as I've said, this country is at war. It's a three-way war, maybe a four-way war. There's the left versus the right, which is the left is Team World, and the right is Team Britain. Us people who are fighting for family and whatever. You got to be on one side or the other. I know you're thinking, well, I don't like family. I don't like family, but and neither do I really. But you got to like family because that's what Britain stands for. No one's having kids. Did you see that? No one's having kids. So that's one thing that I'm worried about. Number one is the war. And then coming up from the south is the Muslims. And I'm noticing more and more. I don't know where you are. I'm just noticing where I never noticed it. Not even noticed it. They weren't here. Were the Muslims wearing the whole Muslimy thing. You know, the whole face thing. That's quite scary to me. Maybe it's not scary to you. They're people are people. But people, you know, like the Germans, they were people too. And then they wanted us dead. So that's that. We can talk about the wartime situation. We can talk about that Angela Rayner buying a third property. It's always with the Labor. They're a bunch of liars. They think, she's got 3 homes. She doesn't need 3 homes, but she wants to stop you from having 3 homes. That's the thing. That is the thing about labor. I hate to say it. Most people are nice people, but they're wrong. How could she buy a third home? And then she didn't pay taxes on the home. And then you see Dominic Frisby doing, and it makes me a bit envious because Dominic is so good. He's hardworking, but he's lost his hair. I've got a bit more hair than him. I'm not saying I look better than he looks. Maybe I don't. I probably don't look better than he looks. But he's had wives, more than one wife. He's had kids. And he's hardworking. I like Dominic Frisby. I don't know. I love Dominic Frisby. Anyway, Joe is here. Is Joe going to change her name? I thought she was going to change her name. Keith Bexley, good to see you. And of course, Joodles. Lewis loves Joodles. I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. Steve Cuff comes back. Hello, Steve. It's the 80th show. We've done this 80 times in a row, Steve Cuff. What does that mean? 80 shows. That's so many shows. I don't know where Tizer is. Where is Tizer? She's a girl. Vatnai says he's never smoked apart from a few cigars 30 years ago. I don't understand the hit from smoking. Well, I think you got to get used to it. It does have a hit. It's the only drug I read years and years ago that calms you down and picks you up. Calms you down. You know what? I should have a cup of tea. But the problem is, it's almost 6 o'clock right now. Okay? It's 6 o'clock. Yeah. It's 6 o'clock. So if I have a cup of tea now, I won't go to bed until 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And then my mood gets, it doesn't get bad. Anyway, so, He doesn't understand tea. Well, some people don't understand tea. Tea is like a poor man's coffee because it doesn't have like I've had two cups of tea and one coffee. Maybe I need another coffee. Maybe I'll make another tea. We might have a guest later. I don't know who the guest is going to be. If you've never smoked, don't vape. Why? Because it's being saved for people who smoke. Joe, tell us why. Leo, good to see you. Which Leo is this? Is this my friend Leo or is this another Leo? Which Leo is this? And the demand for Cressida. People love Cressida, as I love Cressida. Yeah. I say no to the vape, Lewis. My daughter vapes, and I keep telling her she's inhaling steam. Yeah, and you know what? Steam causes irritation, and irritation causes inflammation, and inflammation causes disease. So you're totally right. Yeah. What is Steve Cuff saying? It's Poets Day today. Piss off early. Tomorrow, Saturday. Yeah, maybe. I could piss off early. I'm not going to know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't have a schedule anymore. I used to have a schedule, but I don't have a schedule. I'm like free floating. I constantly mean to clean up the flat. I mean, I spend a little, I'm trying to paint the bathroom. These are all things we need to do. That's maybe something we can also discuss. So we're basically the consensus is do not vape. No regular Anglo-Saxon Celts, etc., are having kids. Other kinds have load, says Vatana. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem, But remember, when the Anglo-Saxons and the Jutes arrived here, people were not happy about those guys, and there was lots of murder and Holocaust, and they kicked all of the Welsh people, or the whatever they were called, all the way to Wales. So we've lived, this is a constant thing. To say that people are the same and everything's okay is disregarding history. We've had tons of new people come here, says Daz, many looking after disabled adults and the elderly, and then others just wandering around us, says Daz. Yeah, but we haven't had this many people come. We haven't had 20 million people. We haven't had them. And we haven't had, I mean, I know when the Irish people arrived, a lot of them didn't like the English, but the newcomers really don't like the English. They don't like they don't like the Christians and the Jews. I got bad news for you. Okay, Zingo, was it Cressida? We know that. If Cressida's listening, tell her that there's a big demand for Cressida. I can remember enjoying a cup of coffee and a cigarette after having dinner at a restaurant. No more. You couldn't sit there and smoke. Right. Why? You can't have a cup of coffee, though. Red Knight is here. Who is Red Knight? Red Knight is somebody new, which I appreciate you coming in. Red Knight. I like that. Red Knight at morning. Sailors take warning. Claire C likes Dominic Frisbee. Yeah, Red Knight. Anyway, that's what's. Okay, let's get back on track. Let me just make sure I haven't missed anything. So we've decided we're not having any vaping. I agree with that. You don't need to vape, but it's Donna Aylesbury's here, but it's a very it's not even a friendly thing. I just like walking around with it. Where did it go? I don't even know where it went. Oh, here it is. Where you got a thing, you're holding a thing in your hand. Red Knight says, this is what Claire C says. Let's see what Red Knight says, first of all. Joe, Lewis, let's get back on track. That is what they want, Steve. Yes, it is. That's what they want. I like the Welsh. I like the Welsh, too. They're on our team. I guess. Or are they fighting for our team? I don't know. And once upon a time, we were all at war with each other, but we should not be at war with each other. We should be on the same team. Lewis, it's the general advice, says Joe. And NHS and doctors, people of a certain age. Am I a certain age? I guess I am. Don't generally start vaping, but use them to kick the smoking habit, but each to their own. How is that news? Yeah, we know that. We know it's used that way, but maybe it isn't. People start smoking late in life. They start drinking late in life. So I don't know. And who cares what the NHS and doctors say? Who cares? The only doctors that I like are doctors that are going to look at the tests and tell me This is what we think is going on. That's what I want. That's why I ask you when I say, do you think I look thin? I want your opinion. I'm not saying you're an expert on weight loss or anything like that, but you do have an opinion, and I respect your opinion. The Epping, here we go, Claire. The Epping, this is what Claire says, and Claire always has something interesting to say. The Epping residents will be fuming. I just hope they carry on protesting peaceably, but I wouldn't blame them if they started kicking off. Yeah, I don't know if they, I think the Keir Starmer's a liar. He's letting 100,000 more people have come in this year. And every person that comes in calls up their home and says, listen, I'm here. Come on in. Not just the Epping. Okay, Lud says, Andrew Lawrence told a good vape joke. He said, what does your vape say about you? You're single, aren't you? That's pretty funny. Andrew Lawrence, that's very funny. I like Andrew Lawrence a lot. Okay. Not just Epping locals. The Labour seem to want civil war or something. Even the law is our enemy here in the UK. Yeah, they hate us. Their own country hates us. It's like if you've seen what's his name has written, what Elon Musk has written. What has he written? He says when a country is at war with the people, they have no right. They're not the government or whatever. They're not the whatever. The monkeys are eating a 6-foot-long ham sandwich. I don't know what that is about. Whenever we talk about monkeys, we've got to be very careful. I'm enjoying my vape at the moment, says Steve Cuff. I never liked to see people constantly on their vapes, like babies with dummies. Yet here I am. Yeah, that's the problem. You can't really turn it off and say no. You can't say no. You can't say no. Okay. We have lots of new doctors arriving by boat every day. Okay, that's a joke, says Red Knight. Yeah, it's a joke. Who needs it? Don't they need doctors where they're coming from? They're being bombed and killed their own people, whatever they are. They're living in tremendous poverty because they're a bunch of losers. They need their own doctors. They don't need any doctors. We need less and less doctors. I believe that, but that's a good point. My uncle, this is what Daz says. My uncle wrote down his prescription wrong and put 250 instead of 2 times 50. He had an overdose in the night and went to the hospital. Yeah, that's quite common. And doctors used to really write. There used to be way more bad prescription writing. Am I right? Because people used to write it down and you would judge by how bad your handwriting was. That's an interesting point, Taz. Steve Cuff comes in and says, Starmer said he wanted to close the hotels, yet appeals when the court closes an hotel. It's all part of a bigger plan. Yeah, what is the bigger plan? Let's talk about what the bigger plan is. Steve? Lewis, will the people ultimately prevail? Well, which people? I mean, the people who are living here, the Angles, the Saxons, the Jutes, the Picts, the Kentish people, the Cumbrians, the Irish, the Scots. Will they ultimately prevail? How will they prevail? By having, the country that we used to have? It's quite possible. It's quite possible. I feel people are getting a bit angry. They're getting angry. Remember who Labor is. They're communists, which means they're absolute failures. And they can't survive for very long periods of time. I shouldn't say that. Lewis. That's what Ray Knight asked. Ray Knight, where are you from and are you fat? The Welsh population are fine. The Welsh Assembly want to increase immigration as it is good for Wales. As Watney says, yeah, right. It's not good for Wales. It's not good. We need, people could get richer in this country with less people. With less people. The Senate, which is this, I don't know how to pronounce that, aren't fit for purpose, like most parliaments. Yeah, they don't even discuss it openly what they're doing. The natives, will they prevail? I don't know. I'm an ultimate pessimist, except about my health. What do you think? Red Knight, this is what we do. Tell me what you think. What do we all think? Will we prevail? I spent 10 years deciphering doctors' handwriting, says Mary Ann McCara. Because you're a medical science publisher. Not surprised. They write really badly. Because they're trained to be arrogant. Basically. Trained to be avocado man. Oh, I was late today because I was at King's College. Thank you for asking this, Avocado Man. I appreciate that. I was at King's College Hospital today. getting an echocardiogram for my thoracicism, the heart. They put the gel. It's like what women get to see what the baby looks like, and to see whether I had any heart damage from my high blood pressure. I've had incredibly high blood pressure, even medicated, for years and years and years. And for the last 5 or 6 years, I didn't take any medication. So, and then I had a little kind of incident, which I don't think maybe wasn't even an incident. It was just a bit of exhaustion. I'm going to go inside and get a glass of water in a second. And so I went and had the test. A handsome, black, I don't know whether he's a doctor or something, and I don't know what country he came from, but he tested my heart. I had a black man testing me, and it was quite nice. And he said he didn't see anything. But, they can't be too definite, because what happens if they call you up and they say, you know what, we saw something? I said, but you told me when I was in there Friday at 4:15. I made an appointment at 4:15 because in this country, when you get an appointment, you take it. Am I right? That's the NHS for you. They give you an appointment, you take it. Even Lewis Schaffer, who's an international comedy celebrity, right, Claire? I'm an international comedy celebrity. Is you take an appointment, and then I realized maybe I could have asked for a later appointment, or an earlier appointment, and I wouldn't have been late for my show. But we have a good number of people here. I'd like to have more, but we're good. The quality of the people are good. You are good. The Welsh people, says Mark J., are proud nationalists. But like Westminster, the Welsh government are populists and force the narrative of that we welcome mass immigration. Period. We do not welcome mass immigration. Yeah. I mean, English people they were very generous for a long time. It all started, Windrush. That was like stupid. That was like absolutely stupid. That's what, it's absolutely stupid. Not that the people are bad or that the people, it's just that you lose control of your country over time, basically. But that was 70 years ago, Windrush. Americans sometimes boast of being a nation of immigrants, but what happened to their indigenous peoples? Well, there weren't that many of them, and we didn't kill them off, but they died, or maybe we did kill them off. That's a really good point, says Alan Williams. The point I'm making, this all started with America, and the fact America was so successful because it was a melange, a mass of all these different immigrant groups. And so people looked at it and said, well, if America has mass immigration, I remember when I was a kid, Canada was just white people. There were no black people in Canada. And you couldn't make a movie there because you needed black people. And they wanted to say we're just like America. And now I am saying that. America sometimes boasts to be, okay, yeah. Reuben, hello, Reuben. Understandable if they were Nightingale hospitals. But these are morgues. What are you talking about? No, it's my knee. Steve, I don't have anything. I don't have my thing. This shower in charge now will keep pushing. But when the majority wake up and realize they have nothing left to lose, they may rise. Yeah, they may rise. They may rise. I mean, I'm not promoting this. Someone's going to knock on my door. I'm a coward. You know I'm a coward. But I think I know what's best for the country. I think I want to know what's best. Why are they coming to this country? Don't they have countries of their own? There are 30 Muslim countries, or 20, whatever it is. Okay. Okay, well, Red Knight says his comments, he had to censor his comments, I guess, and that he truly believe we will prevail and see a renaissance. Yes, I'd love to see that. Nobody loves England more than I do. Nobody wants the best for England. 3 years ago, I said this was a horrible thing. At least I hope I did. America didn't work out too well for the natives, so perhaps not a great advert for diversity. Well, the truth is, it did work out great for the natives, because the natives, first of all, there's only like 400,000 natives, and maybe even less. And people are always lying and saying that they're a Native American. But the truth was, and the Native Americans were constantly killing each other. I was out west, and I went into the Acoma Indian reservation, and these Indians lived on top of a mesa, which is basically a plateau that's had the sides worn away. Acoma, you could look it up. Acoma Indian Reservation. Lucy's here. Acoma Indian Reservation. And I went on top of the thing. And in order to get up there before they built a road, there was no road. You had to climb up these narrow crevices along the side. It's in northern New Mexico. Or was it Arizona? I think it's New Mexico. And because they were killing each other every single year, the Apaches used to go through and kill the Acoma. And they had to come up from their fields. Yeah. Lewis. However, the U.S. is much larger, so better suited to having higher levels of immigration over time. Swedes, Germans, etc., went westward to farm the land. Yeah, that's very true, Marianne. That's very, very true. But you also have to remember that America was set up as a multicultural organization. The first people that went there were Welsh and Scots and Irish and English, and that's multicultural. So then they had Germans, and that's another multicultural group of people. And after a while, I don't think you should let in people who want your country dead. So Lucy's here. They get special treatment now, and they have their own reservations. That's a joke. That's a joke. A very good joke, Lucy. Lucy's quite funny. We won't get that. You won't get that, but I got it. I got it. See, they live on reservations. I mean, Starmer doesn't realize it's not far right, but millions, and the mass majority he is bullying. You can't bully such big numbers and think you can get away with it. Okay? When it's as extreme as he does think that. He's been told to think that, and he's probably thinking, you know what, as long as we let in 10 or 20 more million Muslims into the country, we'll have enough people to fight it off. Did you know the Windrush used to be a Nazi ship? I did not know that, Lucy. I didn't know that at all. And how does that affect anything? Ships used to come from everywhere. We are seeing the last days of the Labor Party, to be honest. It would appear so. But is Nigel Farage going to do a better job? Are the Tories any help? No. So who's going to fight for whom? I don't know. That's a good question. But so there you go. So what if they're Nazis? I'm going to get a glass of water. You just stay right there. You stay right there. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. There are thoughts that the Vikings got to the USA before the Pilgrims Fathers. Yeah, of course they did. They did, and so did the Basque people, supposedly. Lots of people got there. Does that mean the Norwegians or the Danish people own America? To hell with them. No, not to hell with them. I like them. But so what? So whatever. What year did the Pilgrim Fathers come? That's a good question. That's a question I just asked. I know the answer. I went to Bangor. Bangor? I hardly knew her, says Joodles. Bangor? Hardly knew her. Bangor Uni. And I'm still in touch with a few wonderful chums. Chums. That's a good friend, the chum. Chum. All these years later, cracking people. We are so British. We are so British. Cracking people, Joodles. I do appreciate that. Lewis. There was an Augustine Macara transported from the colonies from Galway in the 1750s. Yeah, I mean, we were shipping prisoners over there because what happened was because of inflation, they would have had to have killed a lot of people. So they shipped them to America. Did you know the story? I read the book. My mother's parents were from South Wales. They married in Pontador. I don't know where that is. They were married in Pontador. Keith Bexley says something. I'm always happy when Keith Bexley says something. Keith says, it shows there is nothing above countries saying what is right or wrong, only for the people within to stand up for themselves and what they think is right. Yeah, but what have we done? We've given a lot of the power to the United Nations, and those people are like evil. Am I right? Aren't they evil? Aren't they evil? If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything, says Steve Cuff. Yeah. Lucy comes in and says it wasn't a joke. But we don't know who she was talking to. We don't know what the joke was. So it's kind of like, I Love Lucy. That's an American show, I Love Lucy. I don't know if you have it here. That's my new mantra. What says Joodles? What is Joodles' new mantra? No, the Welsh people are all right. They're on our team now, even though we were really bad to them. We got to fight together or we're going to die separately. Daz comes in. Here's Daz. I do try to see the lefty side of it and wonder how mass immigration is beneficial for us. Not. The European empires must still be in charge. So why would all the mass immigration be beneficial? Yeah. It's not going to be because we're not going to be in charge. We're not going to be in charge. It'd be one thing if we invited people in just to do the work and then we kick them out. But we don't invite them in. They stay forever, including myself. I'm saying I'm one of those people. They stay forever. And what do? They bring all their relatives with them. And then someone has to push their wheelchair. So we got to have more and more. It's a Ponzi scheme, mass immigration. And you know what? You're asking the right question. How do the left benefit from this, except by filling out their belief system, which we're all alike? Am I right? Is that the thing? I don't know whether that's the thing. What do you think, Daz? Why are they doing it? Lewis. It was St. Brendan who first arrived in what we know as the United States. Well, it's always the Irish always say they do stuff like that. Lewis said less again. He should use fewer. I'm not giving up on this. Do you want to know something? That's very interesting that you'd mention that because not today I actually said less and I corrected myself to fewer. I know the difference. What did I say less about? What did I say less? Daz comes in and says, we obviously shipped our people to Australia too, because with the Revolutionary War in America, we couldn't ship them to America and we would have had to kill them. And they were sitting on boats in the, whatchamacallit. We would have had to ship them in boats in the whatchamacallit. That's why we sent them to Australia. I read the book, The Fatal Shore. Have you ever read that book? If you want to know about Australia and why the people are like the way they are, read The Fatal Shore. Steve Cupp comes in and says, like Trump said, other countries don't send their best people. Well, whether they send them or not, we don't want them. And the fact is, who wants their best people? Who wants Muslims to come here and to kill Christians and Jews? It sounds horrible, but somebody's got to say it. Maybe I shouldn't say it, but they're not. They don't come here waving English flags, let alone British flags, let alone EU flags. They don't care. Let's see what Joodles comes in and says, I love you way I say that. Since Blair, Vatanai says, they all have promoted doctrines of Team World. Yeah. Well, remember that the Windrush thing was Team World too. Joodles comes in and says, be liar. She spells it be liar. And remember, in left, labor, liberal, the L stands for lie. Should be in jail, Donna. That's what Joodles says. And I kind of agree. He's such a smug, thinks he's better than everybody else. Yeah, and he's labor. That's the shocking thing. How could people vote labor historically when the leaders are so arrogant? Even if they're working class, they still don't think that they're working class. Instead, they gave him an effing knighthood, says Joodles. You couldn't write it, a knighthood. And people go, I had a girlfriend and she loved Tony Blair, because he gave her a violin, which she doesn't play anymore anyway. But it's a good point, Joodles. I'm with you. Donna Aylesbury says, Middle East envoy. What the hell was that about? That's what Donna says. Yeah, what is it about? He's the Middle East envoy. Lucy, this is Lucy Van Pelt, not Lucy Ann. My American Twitter pal. She's got a pal in America. I'm your American Twitter pal, Lucy. My American Twitter pal says America is a big patchwork of people Europe didn't want. Well, that's up. I mean, obviously, because all immigrants, if they were successful in Europe, they would have stayed in Europe. That's why people move. Royal families don't move. There's no British royal families in Britain. I think Lord Fairfax was the only one. They didn't move. Why should they move? Because they were doing well. So that's what your American Twitter thing. It's a big patchwork of people. But it's not, after a while, it doesn't matter. It's people stop being a patchwork. They all become Americans, like my children. Why do they even come while claiming they want difference? That's today, Mark. They want difference today. They didn't say that back in the day. But they try to impose what they were escaping here. Yeah, you know what? If you Google, probably, I've never Googled this, but Welsh people in Pennsylvania, there was tremendous riots against Welsh people. And even in America, there's massive internal migration, which caused incredible unhappiness. Like during the Civil War in America, huge groups of people in New York were against black people. It was horrible. Lucy, Alan Williams, asked Lucy a question. Does that include Prince Harry? Yes. I think you're asking all those people who are moving from Europe to America. Yeah. If he thought to himself, but it also includes me. I left America thinking I was going to get a better deal in this country. And have I gotten a better deal? Am I doing better here than I would have in America? Oh, look who's here. Oh, my God. Look who's here. Come in. Now. We're live now, yeah.
I thought we were starting at 6:30.
No, we start at 5 o'clock now.
What?
But we started at 5:45. Thank you for coming in. Look at how great you look. Look at how great. We got a special guest. Everybody, a special guest. It's Chinese Elvis. Chinese. Let's figure out how to do this. I'm going to see if I
had this last time, didn't we?
Yeah, how do I take this down? Mm-hmm. How do I take this down?
Let's go to that other thing.
Chat box. Maybe that's what it is.
And then, yeah.
Well, which one was it?
Well, that looks like it's doing it. Oh, my God.
Maybe this thing. There it is.
Oh, amazing.
There it is. But let's...
I'm chewing gum. I thought we were starting at 6:30.
I didn't tell you. You didn't
well,
answer
that's
that
true.
question.
You didn't say that. I just assumed.
You look very young. Doesn't he look young? How old are you? You're 50. What are you? How old are you? 50. No, your hair looks not that great, but...
Yeah, 50. I was going to say, I don't look that young. 58.
58 years old. Yeah. There you go. That's America. He looks 58. Everybody, welcome Chinese Elvis. Chinese Elvis. You want a cup? Do you want a cup of tea?
Well, I thought we were... Anyway, it's
we
fine.
still have
5 minutes.
We have... No. We have an hour.
What, from now?
Because I started at 5:45. Because I was at the doctor. Okay. I was at the doctor. Joe says, hi, Chinese Elvis. Look at this. Keith Bexley says,
my God.
Hello, Elvis. Can you read this?
I can, just about. Eyes, I haven't adjusted to live broadcasting.
Well, here's a pair.
It's bright outside, It's lovely weather. You're back inside in the dark. The blinds.
I've been outside. Yeah, it's bad. Thanks for bringing up. Joodles likes like this because we're bickering. She likes that we're bickering. We don't bicker.
We never bicker. We're fully fledged fighting.
Full of hatred. You've got full hatred for
and despising.
Joodle says, hi, Paul.
Hello.
Hello, Paul. She's that Northern Irish girl who lives somewhere in England.
Yes.
Yeah, Americans.
Somewhere in England, Northern Ireland. That's true. Yeah.
That's not true. They could move to California, but there was some stoppage. So, can I make you a cup of tea?
Well, yeah, and I'll entertain your friends by reading it out, shall I?
Yeah, you want to do it that way. Yeah, okay, we'll do it that way.
Okay. I'll sit in your hot seat.
You want milk in the tea?
No, I'll have that stuff
sugar.
you normally make with the ice.
Iced tea.
Oh, look, it's too hard. You're short ass. Lewis is actually 3'7". You probably don't know that, and I usually sit quite far away from him. But they do a lot of. Yeah.
YouTube is watching, so we got to be on our best behavior.
I am on my best behavior.
I know you are.
Okay, he's gone to the other studio to make me a tea, so I'm very privileged. So okay, so what does he do? I've literally never watched this show, so I've got no idea. But I assume. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you about what I've done since I was last here. I've done a show. I've done a big Elvis show. There was Elvis Day on the 16th of August. Lewis's friends. How was your gig on Elvis Day? Yeah. So on Elvis Day, which is the 16th of August, which is the day he died in 1977, I presented a big show with 3 other Elvises: Black Elvis, Brown Elvis, although we didn't call him that, he's Bangladeshi Elvis, and Drag Queen Elvis, and Chinese Elvis. And so Chinese Elvis presented the diverse Elvis spectrum. That's the name of the show. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it is vague and has me, Chinese Elvis, as the title, because obviously Chinese Elvis is my brand, so that's in the title, and it's vague because it's whoever I can book at the time. That's really how it works. But anyway, it went very, very well, so thank you very much. Thank you for asking. So well, in fact, that I've now booked it for January the 24th or something like that, if that's a Saturday, at a theatre in Bath. So if any of you people live in Bath, I'll be talking about it nearer the time when I actually know the real details. But yeah, I'm doing the show in Bath in January at what is usually the worst time, I would say, of the year. Anyway, that's enough. Everyone's saying thank you. That's very nice. Let's have a look. Lewis's friends. I don't understand that because I'm not in on any of these in-jokes. A lot of this, I'll read it out and then you won't feel neglected, but I won't be able to comment as if I know what you're referring to. How was your gig? And I was like, oh, Doodles. Oh, well, I've just addressed that. Hi, Elvis. Hello. From Alan. Lucy. Yes, Lewis. Ethnogenesis. The creation of a new ethnicity. Interesting. I don't know what that's about. But I have got a degree in race, media, and social justice. And yeah, I don't really know very much more than I did before I took it, to be perfectly honest, I don't think. Anyway, hi, has Lewis invited you onto the bang bus? No, but I now expect to be invited. It sounds like the kind of bus that I'm into. Lol, Steve Cuff. Ah, right. Okay, Joe. Daz. Hi, Daz. Hi, Elvis. How much is Lewis paying you for this? Exactly. He's paying me in 1 iced tea. Sadly. Lewis looks a lot better. Yeah, it's the comparison. That's why you need to have people. I remember Lucy because, yeah, Lucy from Snoopy there. Welcome, Chelvis. Good to see you. Move the mic over towards you a bit, Paul. Yeah, sorry, that's a good point, actually. I mean, he normally has it there, doesn't he? Paul, you should join the Discord. I don't even know what that means. Is that another thing? Yeah, I'll ask him afterwards. What was my first car? Okay, is this so you'll probably be able to judge my the first car I bought was just a classic Mini, 700 quid. But the first car I drove, which was bought by my dad, was an Opel, because he lived in Germany, which is General Motors, an Opel Corsa, an Opel Corsa. This is an interesting question. Hey, Chinese Elvis, do you go to the Elvis weekend held every year at Porth Call in South Wales? It's coming up. It's in the next week or two. I've never been. I have been invited. They've stopped inviting me actually because I've never been. But I want to And I will, when I remember, so probably next year, I will let the organisers know that I'm interested, and then they'll put me in somewhere probably. Very good. Maltese Phil, he's done a good joke there. I use that in my Elvis show.
Let's see what it is.
Well, I'll let you read it out, because then we can see whether you get it or not.
I was afraid you'd be too good.
No, sit down.
All right, there was Paul. Very good job. You could tell it was a very good job. You had doubt in me in the beginning when I started this thing. When we started,
I just read. I've kept you up. I've just kept.
Yeah, you kept
How
that.
much is Lewis paying you for this? And this look at the payment.
Payment.
That looks good, right?
It looks really
Oh,
good.
that's
yeah.
not good. Actually, that looks really good on the screen. My God. But these are good to be.
Iced tea.
I have said this to you many times. You make a good tea.
Well, I didn't invent the tea. Hey, Chinese Elvis.
Okay, that's the joke.
Okay, where's the joke? Okay. The problem with Paul being on is after the show is done, you want an hour later. That's a good joke.
Yeah. Joodles. He did
yeah.
get it. She.
I did get it.
She bet you wouldn't get it, so she's lost that.
Is that what she said? Yeah, she's got no faith in me, really. She's like one of these people. I tell you, a lot of these people, they just badmouth me, but they really like me, I think. Do you like me, Joodles? Joodles, do you like me? No fresh lemon. No fresh lemon.
That's true, actually.
It is true.
God damn it! Now I'm disappointed.
And you don't add sugar to it. And Americans add so much sugar.
Yeah, I know. I've gone off sugar.
Yeah.
Basically, I've gone, and and I tell you what happens if you just actively cut down those cakes I make for you and Columbus.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. The recipe calls for 150 grams of sugar.
Oh my God.
I've cut it down to 24. And you can't taste the difference.
Right, so why not cut it down even less?
Well, I'm going to cut it down to 12. So it's got 1 gram per muffin in the muffin.
Oh, and 1 gram only.
Yeah. Well, it's 24 grams in the whole thing, so it's 2 grams at the moment. But they want,
so it's half a teaspoon.
But they wanted
of sugar.
12. They want more than 12.
Yeah.
It's 150 grams in the recipe.
But you remember, you should tell the people you had type 2 diabetes, did you not?
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
My sister came to stay this bank holiday weekend, and I went to see the Michael Jackson musical, which I could talk about.
Yeah, we could talk about that, yeah.
With my niece, who's a big Michael Jackson fan. But she told me that she recently was in Canada with my Chinese father and the Guyanese.
He's not really Chinese.
Well, okay.
Is he Chinese? I know he's Chinese. He looks Chinese.
Well, that's how you define Chinese, basically.
Did he grow up speaking English?
Yes.
Did he speak Chinese around the house?
No, he doesn't.
No, okay. So he's like.
So no, you're right, because basically, but you're confusing the ethnicity with the nationality. So he isn't Chinese by nationality, but he is because Chinese is also a kind of race.
Yes, it is a race. You know, but does it mean anything?
No, it doesn't. No, actually, you're right. So I can't really argue with you.
Because we had this, I think we had discussion because you are a whatchamacallit. You're an Englishman. You're more English than most. Than most of the English people.
True, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But what was I saying? You've put me off now.
You were with your sister.
I was with my sister, and I was going to went to Michael Jackson, but I was going on to say something about that. Oh yeah,
yeah.
And she reported back from our family,
yes,
that all the Hughes get diabetes. Regardless of how fit they are, we've got sportsmen in the family. So when they go after 50, they get diagnosed with diabetes.
I don't believe that.
But I don't. And I said, what? It doesn't sound like anything. Anyway, whether I've got it or not.
Do you have diabetes now?
Well, I have told you I've been diagnosed with it, but I don't take any tablet. I don't do anything about it. I literally do nothing.
Still have do you have? Are you above a certain? Do you measure yourself?
No.
You don't measure yourself.
No.
How could you? You got to measure yourself.
Well, what's the point? I'm not going to do anything about it.
Yes, you can. You are doing something about it.
Well, I am, exactly.
What did you do about it?
Well, I'm just playing tennis.
You're playing tennis. What else are you doing about it? You're not adding 150 grams of sugar.
No, well, exactly. Well, that's true. But that's, and I'm just doing that so I can see the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I'm doing that. I've realised that all I've done is I've realised that you can cut out loads of sugar and it makes no difference.
Yeah.
That's it.
How do you know it makes a difference?
Well, it makes a difference to the taste.
Yes, to the taste.
Yeah.
But it makes a difference whether you're going to have diabetes or not. What all diabetes mean?
I'm going to take this out because that's rude.
It's rude. It means blood sugar levels above a certain point.
Yes.
and that point's an imaginary point because you know whatever it is.
That's true.
So you got to
But
lower.
no, I don't think it does mean that. I think
Yeah.
what it means, I think diabetes basically means that you have insulin resistance, so that the insulin, doesn't process the sugar as well as it did when you were born. And so basically that I can believe has happened because
But it happens to come concurrently at the exact same time you're overdosing on sugar. They're saying
no, I agree with you.
That's
but
what-
basically,
that
if you
insulin-
have a Western lifestyle where you're just drinking Coke bottle, 2 Cokes a day, with all the sugar, and then you're having iced tea with sugar in it, you're having cakes with 12 grams of sugar in it.
But it's not
If
just-
you're-
it's not
but if
just
you're doing-
sugar.
No, and then all the carbs.
the
But
bread,
if you're doing that, then eventually
yeah.
your body says, I can't do this very well. I think that probably is true. But for me, the idea that I've got diabetes, which I'm just happy to say, okay, fine, because A, I'm not taking any drugs about it, and B, I don't have a single symptom as listed on any website. I haven't got a single one of them until I get symptoms. Then I'm going to worry.
Didn't you used to have symptoms?
Well, I didn't have symptoms even before I played tennis. Did I? I didn't have whatever the fuck you're supposed to have. Anyway, so so anyway, my sister says that we're all diabetic, and I'm like, okay, fine.
No, you didn't say that. You argued with her.
No, I did say
You didn't.
that's fine.
You didn't say that's bull.
No, because basically all the
Because
diabetes.
it's your sister.
It's my sister. Oh yeah, my sister.
Are you afraid of your sister?
I
She's
am.
sensitive.
I am afraid of
Is she your
offending her.
oldest sister?
No, I'm the eldest.
Yeah.
actually, yeah.
Yeah. See, you're afraid of that. The point is, here's the point. Let's get back on track with this.
Okay,
with diabetes, is that you are right. You do not have any symptoms until you wake up one day. You're only 58 years old. That's when all this horrible stuff happened to me.
Yeah.
When my feet had gout, it had plantar fasciitis. I had athlete's foot. My feet were like breaking out, itching. My toenails were cracking. I had psoriasis all over my body.
This is great.
Yeah.
Well, luckily I don't have any of that, but I have had last year. I had plantar fasciitis for the first time, because that is you can get that from injuring yourself on a hard point.
No.
It bloody kills.
No. That's a sign of diabetes. Google plantar fasciitis.
Well, it can be. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have one. What else do you have?
Well, I had that last, but that's
And
from
are you itching?
overdoing
Are you
it.
itching as well? Are you itchy?
No.
Okay, but you had plantar fasciitis, and that's anybody know plantar fasciitis? Okay, that was a very funny joke. Did you see the joke that I think Steve Cuff wrote? One. It's like a rough nightclub. 1 gram per muffin. Steve Cuff said that. He's very funny, and Judas laughed at that. And this guy Jimmy Melody comes in. I don't know who he is, but hello, Jimmy. What's the difference between a puff and a microwave oven? A microwave oven doesn't brown your meat. A puff. Is it a puff? Yeah. Doesn't brown you.
A puff.
A puff.
Yeah, you don't really see the word puff spelt very often.
Way, yeah.
And also, I would say...
Is that the way you would spell it?
No, I wouldn't spell it. I'd spell it P-O-O-F, Jimmy Melody. If you're going to try and write jokes, puff. But a puff.
I would say puff, P-O-O-F.
Yeah, so would I.
That's a very British term there. That's a British term. So there we go.
Look, Steve says he doesn't need to disagree with his sister and cause an argument. Exactly. Yeah. She will probably be proven wrong at some point.
I know, but there's no fun there. You got to stop.
Well,
people.
we hardly see each other, so it's just nice to be together.
Does she have any kids there?
Well, but she has her daughter and her son, but she brought her daughter, like I said.
Is she nice? Is the daughter?
She's
nice?
18. She's sweet. She is a big Michael Jackson fan. We went to see the Michael Jackson musical.
Yes, give us a review of the Michael Jackson.
Well, as you know, I hate musicals.
Right.
And I can't think of anything worse than going to watch a musical.
Right.
Unless it's probably, unless it's an old classic, maybe I probably would enjoy it. But I'm never going to see, Karate Kid the musical or whatever the hell they've got. These new films, Dirty Dancing the musical and Queen the musical.
They sound so horrible.
I'm just never going to do it. And I say this as somebody who was in Miss Saigon in the West End for over 600 shows.
Because you are a professional actor.
Performer.
An actor.
Yes.
You're an actor.
That's right. You're
not like me, who's been in a million films as an extra.
No.
No, you are an actual train with a card and shit.
I am.
Do you have a card? Still have a card?
An extra card, yeah, of course.
So you've got a card. So you are that.
But anyway, so I'm not a big fan of musicals, and
Yeah.
I would never ever normally pay to go to one, and especially given that I love Michael Jackson myself, and I went to the Bad tour
Yeah.
in 1988 when I was getting my equity card. When I was literally
Yeah.
getting my equity card, I was touring in Germany
Yeah.
for 40 weeks, going to schools, speaking English, so that they could learn English. It was just a horrible job, but you had to do a job to get the weeks to get your equity card in those days. It was
Things were wrong.
it was
That's so wrong.
it was better actually. But
Why was it better?
Well, it was better because if you did prove yourself to become that you were that bothered to go to jump through all these hoops to get an equity card, and you got one.
Yeah.
You then were in a closed shop.
Yeah.
So you, like in America, you're protected. If you're a member of SAG, you're now protected.
Yeah, but that
So
means
it's much
that
better.
means that nobody else can go in there.
Yeah,
because
that's why. That's you're
because-
protected against everyone else.
I know, because it's such a special thing. Elvis.
Anyway, so I love Michael Jackson. I
Yeah.
loved him from 1988 when I went to see his Bad tour. Well, I loved him before then, but I've always liked him even from the Jackson 5. And I thought, God, this show's gonna be awful because I'm gonna hate it. I'm just gonna hate the music. Anyway, cut to.
Was it good?
It's really good. It's really good.
Did
And
it
even
show
though
him touching the children?
even though the actors
Did
are,
it show him touching the children?
they don't show that bit.
they
That
even
happens in the
mention it?
interval.
Did they even mention it?
At the interval, you can send your kids through, and
Yeah.
then they can come back after having had the MJ experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds so dirty.
Yeah.
Did she give you an MJ? What's an MJ? It's what Michael Jackson does. So it was all right. What made it all right?
Well,
did you feel for the kid?
Well, I tell you what made it all right. If you're interested,
Yeah.
they didn't show all their hand at the beginning,
Right.
And
So it wasn't good then. because
No,
they
it's
showed
good.
all
They
that.
they hold back, and so they show, and so at the very end, I could not believe what was happening on the set to the set. I literally was gobsmacked. The set transforms. I mean, listen, I was in Miss Saigon, which was a famous musical which had a helicopter on stage.
Right.
The helicopter was more famous than the cast. You know, people went to watch the helicopter. So I know about sets being important to a show.
To a
and I just
musical,
thought this was a, bog standard set, with things and projections and stuff. But it is that, I suppose, but the way the level of technicality that they use
At the end.
at the end, so that you see it, so that's my point. They save it. They don't blow all their whatever in a oneer to start with. They hold back. Whereas I went to the National Theatre last year to see the
On the
Crucible.
Thames.
To see the Crucible.
Which is a story about being cancelled, people being cancelled and killed for what they believe. And it was about that. Well,
it was. It was inspired by the McCarthy.
Yeah.
But it was about the Salem witch trials.
Right.
That's what it's about, and it's by Arthur Miller.
Arthur Miller, I said that.
And it's okay, but the set, when he walked into the National, the set was basically rain. It was like a wall of water. It's like, oh my God, what the hell's going on? And people that sat at the front row had been given ponchos because it was splashing up. So they were sat there. And it's like the most incredible thing you've ever seen.
I think at the
At the beginning of the
Crucible.
play, in the National. And it's like, how have they done
Why was
this?
that to show that it was raining there in the thing?
Well, what the fuck? It's my opinion.
Was it about rain?
No, there's no rain.
Why did they need to? Why did they need?
I don't know. But B,
Yeah.
then it goes, and there's all water on the stage. And then the actors walk out, and in the middle, they do their play. Now, how can an actor top that? What was the point of it?
What was the point of it?
I don't know. I didn't even look. I didn't even bother googling.
You were
it.
saying the Michael.
But I'm saying
Yeah.
that it's stupid to have a set that that overwhelms the story, especially if it's a famous play like The Crucible, which people know the story is the thing. It's just, to me, that was idiotic. Whereas the converse
in the Michael Jackson. It like really topped the whole thing.
Yeah,
People
they just
walked out.
waited, and at the end, it just they turned all the things it could do to max. It was like, oh my God, and it just blows your mind. It's incredible.
Ah, did you know that? Has anybody seen this thing? I don't know if anybody's mentioned this. Phil says that Michael Jackson still makes money on royalties.
Well, so does Elvis. He makes more, doesn't he?
Yeah, and you're at least in this country, you're allowed to call yourself Chinese Elvis. Hey, everybody! While I just noticed, can you press the like thing? Press like, press subscribe. It's free. It doesn't cost anything, but it means a lot to us or me. Subscribe, and then press what is the other thing? Press join. There's a button called the join button underneath. Press join.
Girl from Mars.
Yeah.
Can we all meet and party?
Yeah,
Yay!
yeah.
We should
do that. We should do that. Yeah. We should meet and party.
Hey, what's the Bang Bus they were telling me about?
What is the Bang Bus? Are we going to go on a bus or something? You're not saying you don't like musicals. You love musicals.
No,
You
I
don't like musicals.
I don't like it.
Well, what musicals don't you
Well,
like?
basically, when
don't-
people wanted to learn songs from Phantom and Les Mis, Wicked, the musical, yeah. West Side Story, I like.
Right.
That's
I don't,
good.
That's about multiculturalism.
Although
I don't like it.
I didn't really like the Steven Spielberg thing remake.
Because it had what's her name in it? That girl, that horrible girl. The girl who was in Snow White. Rachel Zegler.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
maybe not. Maybe
I don't know. I don't remember it actually.
Yeah.
Oklahoma,
I love that.
Carousel.
Oklahoma with the wind.
I mean, yeah, I don't mind the old ones. I tell you a musical, which isn't really a musical, but a musical film that I love,
Right.
which so it completely throws my theories into chaos. Danny Kaye, The Court Jester. Do you remember that?
I saw the film.
Yeah, no, it's only a film. It could
only
be
a
a musical.
film.
That as a musical, I would love to watch. So if there was
Jester.
The Court Jester is such a funny, brilliant film, and Danny
But so,
Kaye is amazing.
so you're saying you like the old musicals?
I'm just saying the whole
you've
idea
never
of people just bursting out
Yeah.
into music just pisses me off.
But you've never given me the impression that you were gay. So where does this come from that you like the old musicals?
I don't really like them, and listen. If I was going to be gay, I've got nothing against gays.
I do.
I like you do. But if I was going to be gay, I had ample opportunity
Right.
in Miss Saigon, which was the gayest show in town, and probably still is.
Right.
Still holds
And you
the
wasted
record.
all that time.
Oh,
with
so
all those,
I wasted. So
those
basically,
handsome Chinesey boys.
no, it's just that everybody was gay in that show, not just the cast, but the crew, the stage
Yeah.
manager, basically it was the gayest show. And a lot of those guys, Craig Revel Horwood is famous.
No.
Well, you won't know him. But anyway, I could list famous gay people that were in that cast. But they would go off to Madame Jojo's. Do you remember Madame
Yes,
Jojo's?
I performed
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Well, Madame Jojo's became famous for being a transvestite.
Yeah.
A transvestite.
That was before they actually forced you to cut your penis off.
yeah.
It was a lot better than we could say.
I know it was a famous transvestite cross-dressing place, and all our boys from not all of them because there was 45 in the cast, but like to say 8 of them were also the Madame Jojo's boys. So we would go. I say we would go as if I did it continually. They would go, and they kept inviting me, and I went once, and I have a lot of. I found out a lot of stuff that I cannot. I'll have to tell you off mic.
What do you mean? What they did?
No, about people, famous celebrities who are into straight guys who are into transvestites.
Does that make you a straight guy?
Well, no, it doesn't to me. But
because
anyway.
that's the big question,
So I know basically when I ended up going there, I couldn't believe there was this really a guy went. Well, I was already I'd already been pre-warned that the women at the bar with very good legs, they're men. Okay, I'd already been warned. Right. So this is 1992. So I was there waiting, for the show to start, and it was already 11 o'clock, 11:15, because we'd just done a show, and then the girls started coming in with really nice legs, and I clocked that, and I thought, right, I just remember that they're men. Anyway, one of them came to me and went, "Hello, Paul." I was like, "Hello," I didn't recognise him, and I tell you who he was. He was the guy who works on the fly floor, which is above. It's at the top of the theatre.
Yeah.
And the guy who pulls the massive, so he's a massive, meaty, strong, masculine geezer, because that's the type of guy
that has to pull that stuff up.
Who work up there. It's like being on a building site.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so that is that kind of. So he's right geezery, But there he is. And I was like, oh my God, what the? And, you know, because I knew him. And
So you're saying he was gay because he was there?
no, I'm just saying.
Yes, you are.
I
But
said
you
to
were
him,
there too.
I'm not saying he's gay. No, I've got nothing against gays. My best friend's gay. Jesus Christ.
You're getting very defensive.
You are an idiot. Whenever this guy comes to have a drink with my mate, you cannot get over the fact that he's gay, can you?
I can. Of course I can. It's
Yeah,
just
well,
funny. It's just
you
funny.
just can't. It's idiotic.
I'm
and pathetic.
against homosexuality in public. I think it's a private thing.
You're just an
It's
idiot.
no, you keep it a secret. You should keep being gay a secret. You're doing the right job by keeping your gayness a secret.
Anyway, the point of this story is that
Did you see how he yelled at me? How he got so upset? Did you see
because
that? He was.
because you're saying you claim that I'm saying something which I'm not
Because he
saying.
recognized you from the play.
Yeah, he recognised that we were chatting.
And you were like surprised because you didn't think he was gay.
Well, I didn't think he was gay. Yeah,
because he was there
realised.
that night.
Yes,
but you were there that night too.
No, but
that was the joke I'm making.
Oh, okay, brilliant. I get it. Thanks for explaining it. My point was that he then
Steve says I can listen to a conversation and miss all the main points to it.
Yeah.
I can. Something's happened to me. I think I've become like an idiot. I don't understand jokes. I don't understand what people talk about.
That's.
You think I'm deteriorating?
Well, I wouldn't say you're the sharpest tool in the box.
No, but was I always this not sharp?
No, I think you have deteriorated.
I've deteriorated.
Yeah, basically, to be fair. But the point I was getting to, which has started at the very beginning, is that this guy, because we were chatting, we were friends, was then started telling me who he'd slept with the day previous.
The guy who was up on the thing.
And I was going, what? What? And he was going, yeah, last night. A famous guy who everybody here would have heard of. And I was like, you're joking. And then he went, well, and then as if to prove that he wasn't lying, he then started naming other guys. I was like, what the F? It was absolutely amazing. But
because back in the day, we didn't know that people were gay. That was the whole point.
Well,
and then you find out.
I
that
guess so.
gay.
But this guy is still
some people were
straight.
Gay. Some
allegedly.
people were gay, but then lots of people weren't gay. But these people here are going to say, I slept with Lewis Schaffer. I slept with Lewis Schaffer.
Elvis. Lewis and Elvis. To the dyslexic and blind at a distance.
I'd like that
same.
T-shirt. You know those Elvis T-shirts are kind of like that shape that have like a flat and then they come like this.
That's true.
Like Elvis. I'd like to make a T-shirt that just goes Lou Elvis.
That's true. That would work.
It would work.
But when Elvis has, like I have for Chinese Elvis, my logo, that Elvis sign, you could just switch the names. So that would be cool.
It does look like that. Yeah, it took a while for that. Lewis blows goats.
Danny Kaye and Laurence Olivier were lovers.
Yeah, that's Lucy.
Yeah.
Were they lovers?
Well, my mum says this. I mean, I haven't Googled it or anything, but my mum says this, and I'm like, I don't know.
Danny Kaye comes from right near where my parents come from in Brooklyn.
Really?
In East New York.
I mean, Danny Kaye was amazing, wasn't he?
He was really amazing. Yeah. He was a huge star in this country.
Yeah.
I mean, bigger star here, but he was Team World because he was like supporting, the UN and all that stuff. UN stuff. There's an Elvis.
There was a question about musical. I think we've missed it now. That I was gonna.
Well, no, they asked you what musicals don't you like? What musicals do you like?
What musicals do I like? Well, it's not, like I said, it's not a musical, but it's the Danny Kaye. And so when Danny Kaye breaks into song, I love it.
Yes.
But when people are chatting and then they just break into song, I want to shoot myself.
What about Pennies from Heaven? Do you ever see Pennies from Heaven?
I did see that. That's not really a musical, although it is. I think you could say
it's got music in it.
I liked it because at the time, I think it was kind of like an anti-musical, wasn't it? It was revolutionary. It was revolutionary. So I think I did like it.
Which one? The one with Bob Hoskins or the one with Steve Martin? Bob Hoskins with the TV one.
Yes, the Steve Martin one. I forgot all about that, actually.
That was one of my favorite films that I saw. It was so sad.
Yeah.
I felt it was really, really sad.
I love Steve Martin. But the Bob Hoskins TV thing was amazing. I don't hate all musicals, but I did used to mock musicals. And when I did a little sketch show in the late a pilot of a sketch show in the late 90s with a friend of mine,
Right.
when it was difficult to make films because in the late 90s no one had an iPhone or anything like that, did they? It was, you had to actually
A camera.
have a camera, exactly, and then you had to have an editor
And you have to have a
and a sound
program.
guy.
How much money did that cost?
Yeah, no, it was absolutely a nightmare. So we were blagging all this stuff, and the conceit of this was that we were lovies living in a council estate, but we were very pretentious. And so, despite the fact that we lived in a council estate, we were all lovies. We were actors, and we had we smoked with a smoking holder, whatever you call it, and we had.
You were better than the people.
Yeah, and that we thought we were better than the other people because we were having a go and trying to satirize the show business at the time. And as part of that, we tried to come up with the most absurd musicals that we could. And we came up with, because we could see where it was going in 1996. That's when we made it. We could see that that the West End was dumbing down. And I said, wouldn't it be funny to have Karate Kid, the musical, with Jonathan Pryce as Mr. Miyagi? And so we got a friend of ours. I mean, this is how we did it. Instead of just asking AI to create it, we had to go to a guy, chat him up, and basically create a poster. We got him to make a really amazing poster. It looked like a real thing with the Karate Kid, with Jonathan Pryce as Mr. Miyagi, the musical. And whenever a shitty musical comes on TV, comes out, but and you see it on the tube, a new musical, I always remind Matt, his friend, I said, do you remember what that we came up with Karate Kid musical? That would be a brilliant musical today compared to the shit that they've done. Dirty dancing. I don't know. I'm not going to, the Bodyguard, the musical. I'm never going to ever see any of that stuff. So,
but you've always been a snob.
I am a snob.
You're a snob.
I'm a theatre snob. I went to theatre school.
But you're an immigrant to this country.
Well,
from Germany.
Given that I was born here, that's
were you born in
stretch,
this country? Were you born in this country?
I'm a Cockney. I'm more Cockney. I'm a definition.
How could you be Cockney? You grew up there in Harrogate or Leeds or wherever.
It's because. Look up what the definition of a Cockney is. I've been on EastEnders and I've said to the cast, I said, I'm more Cockney than you.
Why?
Why? Because there's a definition.
The definition is born within the sound of the bells of whatever it is.
Bow bells.
Of Bow bells. Is that where you were born?
I was.
You were? Okay. Yeah. Can we hear the bells from here? We can't see the bells from here.
Nobody is born within the sound of Bow bells because there's nobody resident.
Yeah.
And so there's no home births. And Bart's, St. Bartholomew's hospital, where I was born, no longer has a maternity wing.
It doesn't?
No.
Why doesn't it do that?
Don't know. So I'm one of the last of the Cockneys. You'll find.
I don't. But you weren't really raised down here. Were you raised?
No, I'm not raised at all. I don't.
Well, so when did you move to Germany?
When I was 10.
Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me.
10.
When you were 10.
Yeah, 1977.
So you spent 10 years in this country.
Yeah.
And then you moved.
Yeah.
And what year did you come back? You were 18?
No. Then I came back the following year to boarding school.
Oh, I see. So they wanted you to have like an English accent.
Yeah. Well, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't go to German school for a. I was in trouble after a year of being an immigrant in Germany. I was in trouble, and the local Reform Party basically lobbied to have me sent back.
Oh, interesting.
To where I came from.
And you look like a dirty foreigner back then too. A bit more than now.
Well, in Germany, definitely.
A bit more than now. What about Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Have you seen that recently?
Well, I haven't seen it recently, but there's the numbers in that. What you mean, making that into a musical?
No, I just saw the movie recently.
Oh, right. No, I haven't seen it recently.
I don't know. I was thinking, it's like you mentioned movies.
Oh, right, you just mentioned a random movie.
That's the only random movie that I saw. Anyway, Desert Song movie? What's the Desert Song movie? Schindler's List.
Yeah, Schindler's List. Yeah, exactly. Schindler's List, the musical. That I might go and see if they were smart enough to make it funny.
But the point is they've done that for a while. They've got like the producers, which is
that is more or less the idea behind it.
Yeah. And they're making a musical about springtime for
Hitler.
Yeah,
that's true. So basically, how much more meta can you get on this before people just go, wait a second.
Wait a second. We've been
because I love the producers. I haven't seen producers the musical,
Right.
but I like the producers with, you know, Zero Mostel and Gene Wilder.
Supposedly he stole the idea from somebody. He's still living, so I don't want to say anything bad about the guy, but he stole the idea.
Who, Mel?
Mel Brooks. He was, you know, there was a guy. He's like a loser, like Lewis Schaffer or you know, who's got his own idea. And he runs into his friend Mel Brooks,
Yeah.
and he says, "What are you doing?" "I'm working on a film." And the next thing you know, Mel takes the idea and makes like a living out of it.
Well, the thing is, this is a variation on the Jeffrey Archer story, where basically, you know, there are millions of people out there. Well, probably not millions, but there are hundreds of people out there who are like, God, before Jeffrey Archer was a world famous novelist, you know, I met him down the pub once and I told him this story about, you know, these two brothers, you know, and who were rivals, and they made it independently. And before you know it, he's written Cain and Abel, and he's a millionaire, and you know, and so on and so forth. Oh, I met this guy, and so on and so forth. And, you know, that I had the idea for, you know.
Have you heard people say that?
No, well, that's for sure. That's Jeffrey Archer, because he talks about it.
Right. And he was a drinker probably, and he was at the pub.
Well, yeah, but he's spoken about it. But, you know, there are people who'll be saying, oh, I met David Chase in a bar in 1984, and I had this idea about doing a show about the mafia, you know, set in New Jersey. But the guy who's the head of the family, he needs therapy. And he ripped me off, basically. But the thing is...
Oh, so maybe it didn't happen, you're saying?
No, I'm saying even if it happened,
it's a long way from start to finish.
It's a long... Well, no, so what? You didn't write the movie. You didn't write The Sopranos. So what if it was your idea? So what if he ripped you off? So the guy who ripped off Mel... Yeah, Mel did it. You had the idea. I could just sit here right now and spew out ideas... which are bound to happen in the future, and then claim that was my idea and the guy nicked it off YouTube. You know, there's going to be a musical about the vaccines. There's going to be a musical about Donald Trump. There's going to, you know, so, you know, this will be the first time that it's actually recorded. There's going to be a musical about Liz Truss. You know, there's going to be a play where Liz Truss and
so you're not saying it's...
So I'm going to come up with all these ideas, and then if they come true,
let's ask the
doesn't mean that it was stolen, because I didn't really write it.
Let's ask the viewers.
Writing it is the skill, not having the idea.
No, the idea has a little bit of value, though.
Well, it has a little bit of value, but
because
that value is worth monetarily.
That guy had an idea, which is, let's make a movie about a guy who's putting on the worst Broadway show, because that's how the money comes in, because whatever it is.
No, exactly. Because, you know,
the investment.
Yeah.
And if it loses money,
the producer doesn't lose money.
The producer loses money, and no one comes knocking on the door. What happened? Where's the money? You go, we close shop.
That's clever.
So it is clever. I mean, it's not the entire thing, but it's an idea. And ideas are worth it.
See, I'd like to see that.
What is that?
I Spit on Your Grave, the musical. Do you remember I Spit on Your Grave? No. I Spit on Your Grave is a famous 1983 VHS film that was called A Video Nasty. That was so awful that they tried to ban it.
Yeah.
And it's about this woman, and the picture is a woman's from behind, who's got a very slim back, and you can see all her back, and she's got a nice ass. She's got a bit of like a Jane from Tarzan and Jane, little bit of just covering her ass crack there.
Yeah.
And she's holding something, it's dripping with blood. She's the one who spat on your grave.
Right.
But what happens to her, and this is the story, is that she gets savagely and brutally and horribly,
don't use the word,
defiled. And graphically, but then goes back and spits on their grave by exacting horrible bloody revenge. Because don't forget, revenge was a big thing with the Death Wish and all that, revenge films. But she took her revenge in a sexual way and horribly.
And this was a film.
This was a film. I Spit on Your Grave. And in what I may have got this confused with another film, but do tell me that didn't she cut off?
Blood.
Didn't the I Spit on Your Grave? Didn't she cut off this geezer's
Willie
meat and two veg? And he basically shriveled to death in the bath, and so there's this white husk of a body just.
So it was like a B movie at that time.
Yeah, but it was a famous.
Was it an English B movie?
No, it was American, I think.
So it sounds like the girl with the dragon tattoo. Possibly. AI will create so much stuff that copyright will become irrelevant.
Well, that's what they're worried about, isn't it? I think there is.
They're worried about
something there.
copywriting. I mean, I don't believe there should be such copyright. It shouldn't last for 75 or 100 years. So that the kids can live off of it. That's not right. Especially for songs. What do you think?
I think 75 years is
That's
all
how
right.
much it is in America or here.
Yeah, no, it is. It's 75 years
Is
for
it?
songs. Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer, the musical, says Steve.
Yeah, you know. I mean, yeah, I Spit Negro was really famous and horrible. And
Said
basically,
Joe.
she cut off
Give Joe
one of
credit.
these guys. I'll give
Yeah.
her credit, but I'm sure she cut off, basically,
In the movie.
in the movie, she cuts off the cock and balls. That's it.
I don't know if we're allowed to say that, but thank
What,
you.
cock and balls?
Well, I don't know if we are. Let's see what Lucy said something interesting, and I'm a huge fan of Lucy.
Yeah. What was the name of Lucy's surname, the character?
Van Pelt.
You said it last. Yeah.
Lucy Van Pelt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She wasn't speaking to me for a while.
Lucy Van Pelt.
Yeah, Lucy Van Pelt. She wasn't
okay.
speaking to me because I said that women are the root of all evil, and that all
Women are the
women,
root.
Yeah,
Well, I thought it was meant to be money.
I know, but women love the money. And men, I mean, look at us. Look at how little money we have. You know what I'm saying?
Who says the women don't love me? You're the,
They do love you.
Yeah, they do.
But do you love money as much as they think we love money? No, you don't. You're not. Anyway, the point is, she got mad at me because I said that all the bad things in the world come because we've given women the right to vote, and they've controlled the election. And then she got very angry at me.
Well,
And
you shouldn't get angry because I try not to get angry. I try to be calm.
I mean,
Because he's a provocateur. That's what he likes to do.
I'm a provocateur.
He says he's a contrarian. No matter what you say, he'll say no, and then he'll basically say no, and he'll come up with the immediate response, and then you dig into it, and then he runs out of steam.
Yeah.
Because he realizes that he actually doesn't disagree with you at all. He just likes to
Well,
say
at
no.
the moment I'm saying it, first of all, I'm looking for ways to disagree.
Yeah, exactly.
But I could find a way to
Yes,
disagree.
of course.
And then I say it, and then I think to myself, well, maybe that's not it.
Yeah.
But women are horrible. They are horrible. Are they not horrible?
Well,
Like someone like Lucy. Horrible.
Lucy Van
Lucy.
Pelt.
Van Pelt.
Well, I
She's
like her.
horrible.
I like Lucy.
And then on the same side, she's like fascinating and fabulous. Same thing with Judels. And Leanne is here. They're like lovely, horrible people.
Where's Leanne from? How do you know all this stuff about these people?
Because I've been doing this 80 straight days. 80.
Oh my God! You know
days.
it's going to be horrible weather out there. You just wasted all this really nice weather. It's during the height of what is the hottest
only-
summer since 1976, which
They
is
lie.
our famous.
They're lying.
hottest
They're
summer.
lying. They're
I
lying.
remember 1976.
I know, but this wasn't the hottest summer.
Since then.
It wasn't.
It has been.
It hasn't been, but because they say that it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, who else is? How else are they going to do it? So, the people who are paid to measure the temperature
when
are
the
going to
weather
do it.
is hot, like that year, 1976, from what I heard, it was hot for like 6 or 7 weeks in a row. It was for a long time.
Maybe 10. I don't really remember.
I don't remember. Yeah, but I don't know it either. But Leanne, no, because I speak to the people. I speak to them, and I try to hit on them. And it's just this really, and they know this about me.
Yeah,
Do they know that I'm like a scammy guy with the girls?
I think
they do. Maltese Phil, he's from Doncaster.
Oh, he's quite funny. Oh, is he from Donk? Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah, but
right,
he's half Maltese or whatever he is.
Yeah.
And he lives in Malta now. Went back to Malta.
You know what? I met somebody from Malta recently. Unless
Yeah,
I'm
there's
trying
lots
to
of
think.
British people from Malta.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
What? Maybe that'll come in a minute. Gene Kelly.
Yeah,
Oh, we're still
Gene
talking
Kelly,
musicals. See, people love musicals. That's the other thing. If it's so universally liked, I'll probably not like it.
Right.
That's
You're the same way as me. You're very negative in a lot of ways.
but
in a weird
it's
way.
not. But The Office was very universal. I like that. So there are things that I will like that are like Michael Jackson. He's very universally liked.
Well, there are things that I like.
But generally, no.
So Judel says the weather stations that the Met Office quotes, they're mostly nowhere near where they claimed to have them. It's all horse.
Well,
It's
that
like,
could be true,
why are
yeah.
things getting warmer? Because what happened is that back in the day, they built the station that collected the weather information was at the university, and the university or the airport. This is where they had the weather facility to
Oh,
measure
right, yeah,
the
okay.
temperature.
Yeah.
And then over time, like at a place like Phoenix, is the town basically took over the university, built all the way around the university, and the weather collecting station is like one tiny little speck, basically in a parking lot that's boiling. So it doesn't have to do with anything to do with the actual weather getting warmer. It's just that the weather station is incorrectly. I have the worst suntan this year, and no, it hasn't been the hottest. I don't think.
Derek is one of the funniest things I've watched for ages.
What was that? What was Derek?
The world is almost the worst comedy that's ever been written, and if it wasn't for the fact that it was Ricky Gervais, who people at that time of his career were literally afraid to say no to, that would never make it past the pilot.
Was he in the which Derek was in the kind of like the mental
where he's playing some guy who's mentally retarded, and his friend Carl Pilkington, who isn't an actor at all, is wearing a stupid wig and just being terrible, and he's also puts in another.
That's why I haven't heard about it in like 20 years.
It's literally the worst thing I've ever seen in my life, and he's putting in, and now he's putting in his friends. He's not even getting real actors, as far as I can see, and it's literally an embarrassment. I'm happy to go on air to say
Ricky Gervais. Well, he's happy to. I
mean, most actors and comedians won't go on air and say Ricky Gervais.
They won't say that.
Should be ashamed of Derek,
especially actors. Really, actors.
No, and actors definitely won't. But I will, because I've had my career. I was thinking about it today. I was playing tennis. And I was thinking, with play, because it was meant to be. To change the subject a bit, but it said it was going to rain 70%, 80% from 11 o'clock. So I thought, well, if it's dry, I'll just nick a few minutes with a ball machine. No, it's been dry all from 11 o'clock till 5 o'clock. 6 hours of sunshine. I've been playing tennis for 6 hours.
Well, we haven't even mentioned that you're a tennis professional.
I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying?
We were talking.
But basically, people were saying, Paul, how can you spend all this time here? And these are retired people mostly, or people who are
at the tennis club.
At the tennis club, obviously on a Friday, at 11, 12 o'clock, they've either had to wangle some time off work, or they've given up work, or Lee is retired early, for example. But the amount of effort that goes into retiring early is a lot if you've got a normal job to retire, and they're so happy to be retired early. It's the thing. It's like, well, I've taken this into account and this into account, and now I'm not going to be as rich as if I stayed working for the next 5 years. But I've got my health and I'm playing tennis, and I'm thinking, I'm playing tennis. I'm like these guys. I should just be happy rather than have the default actor's mentality.
Because you've been doing nothing for years.
Well, exactly. But rather than have a default actor's mentality that I should be that I'm miserable, that I'm not working, I'm actually happy that I'm not working.
Right.
And I had an audition this week for an ITV drama. I forgot to mention that. And so maybe I'll get cast.
But basically, you've done nothing for the last 10 or 15 years.
Yeah. Basically, but on the other hand, I've been in Vera, I've been in Doctor Who, I've been in the Shakespeare and Hathaway. I've been, I could just go on and on and on, and most actors would be happy with that on its own.
Right. And so you raised your kid.
I've raised my kid. I've got my own show in the theatre.
Lovely boy.
I've just got a cramp. Oh God, Jesus.
Yeah, that's from the blood
tennis.
sugar. From the blood sugar. I always blame blood sugar. Okay, let's find out.
But I've done loads of stuff. So on the one hand, yes, I've done nothing, but the reality is that I've done loads, isn't it?
No.
Okay.
I haven't seen you do loads.
I've been to Singapore
once.
For 7 weeks. I was doing a show, the lead part in a play.
But I'm just talking like me. I do so little. I do this. This is what I do. Okay, let's see. Lucy says, I want to know who the transvestite slept with.
Yeah.
Give us the
no, I can't, because I would do if he was dead.
But he's still alive. Is he famous?
Well, maybe he's dead.
Laurence Olivier. Is it Laurence Olivier? Doodle says, fun fact, the percentage next to rainfall isn't the chance of rain. It's whether the percentage of the area that forecast covers. So if it says 50% chance.
Oh, he is dead.
No. Him.
Yeah.
Laurence Olivier.
I can't do it because he's so beloved.
Is he married? I never know. I never even heard of the guy. Who is the guy?
Oh my God.
He just died 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He's old as my dad. He can't be really gay if he's dying.
Actually, no. It's him.
Who's the guy with the mustache? Who's that guy?
Do you know him?
Oh, okay. Another one.
Anyway, so can't tell you. Oh yeah, okay, Joe. Right, you can watch if you want to watch.
Read what you're saying. This is Joe says.
Joe says, Paul, yes. What episodes of Vera and Shakespeare and Hathaway were you in? Okay, so whilst Lewis has literally only been on headliners, and this is for some reason a thing. This has a value.
And that's the thing. These people are all people who watch me on headliners.
Yeah, I know. So whilst that is supposed to have some value, this in Lewis's world has no value at all. Vera,
I don't even know
season 6, episode 1.
Season 6, episode 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lucy, LS was the gay guy. Could be. It could be gay.
I can't do it.
Lud says, I can
You can do
transform you a serve from average to the best serve in the club.
Say what?
Lud, are you a tennis player, Lud? This is Lud up here.
Oh, Lud.
Yeah,
you
Lud.
know what? I have the best serve in the club. The best action. Yeah, I have the best action. And I served today because I had the ball machine. The person that I share the ball machine with, because it's quicker, it's better to do it as a pair.
Right.
Because otherwise you're picking up balls a lot of the time. Asked me to serve to her. And I did 80 serves in a row, but of them, I was getting tired, I have to say.
And so was she bored?
She wanted it from a different angle, because it's all very well having the ball coming over the net from a ball machine, but having it coming down is a different return you need.
So what is she doing? What was she doing then?
Well, she was just trying to return my serve, but basically getting in, out of 80 serves to get in 65. That's hard. That's hard. Yeah.
Do you know what? Barry Humphries.
Yeah. Well, because
you would expect that.
You would expect that because he wore the tights himself,
Yes.
didn't he? He had a good pair of legs on him, I think.
I once appeared in Dirty Den from EastEnders.
Dirty Den, EastEnders.
That's Ruben.
I've been in
Dirty
EastEnders
Dens.
four episodes. I was, you know what? I'm due to go back. They say every 10 years you're allowed back in.
What's this is the Catford Wanderers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My son is coming out of his room.
Hey, man.
Are you sick? Don't you be at work?
I'm going out.
How could you go out if you're sick? Whose jacket is that?
That's my jacket.
Are you sick?
Yeah.
Are you sick? I should reprimand you.
I'm sick. I'm just...
You're right. Are you?
Don't worry.
Okay.
We don't believe in.
I
germs.
do. So thank you.
We don't
He
believe in
doesn't.
germs. I don't believe in it.
I know.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a what?
You going to work?
You're a R word. No. I'm just going to go to
All right.
my friend's bench.
Okay.
What, to get out of the house?
Yes.
Yeah, it's good for you. The weather's nice.
It is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been inside all day
Yeah, yeah.
long.
Which is why I'm going
Yeah,
out.
he's doing it. He's doing.
Let the man live. I'm doing a thing.
He's doing a good
He
thing.
is a man. He's
He
a
is a
man.
man.
He's old. He's like old. I remember when I was young and I was old.
Listen, I want to tell. What was the other question?
Yeah.
I want to tell people to watch my things because when
What
they
did you
do,
do? All right, come back.
get
I'll see you later.
I'll get a penny or two. I'll make some money.
How much a penny or two for watching it?
Well, I tell you what, Vera is the most popular thing I've ever done, and so I get repeats on Vera
Yeah.
all the time.
How much money is that? 100? 50? 20?
Sometimes 100, 150, sometimes more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's not just on England. I mean, they sell it around the world. I think that's why. But I've got a very amazing scene in Doctor Who.
Right.
That I'm in a scene which there was a day in Cardiff where
Yeah.
the only actor called to the Doctor Who set
Yeah.
was me. No Doctor Who, no assistant, nobody else, only one actor.
And that
All
was-
day, the whole of Doctor Who was concentrated on me.
And how many lines did you have?
A lot.
A lot of lines.
Yeah.
And you were in the show.
Jesus Christ.
I'm surprised. at
I
this.
was going to tell them something. I'm just, what's the point? You just don't understand.
Maltese Phil, I don't understand what you're talking about.
doesn't
Maltese Phil, I was on an episode of Crime Watch. Hence my move
Good
to
show.
Malta. Making a joke. It's
Yeah.
a joke.
Yeah.
It's a good joke.
Yeah, he was. They replicated him.
Yeah.
Actors.
He had to move to Malta because he was now famous. Lucy comes in and says, "Him? I never heard of the guy. Who is that?
Who?
I don't know who that is. I don't know who is the guy." Lucy never writes.
Oh, Lucy's trying to get me to expose the
Yes.
guy.
Yeah.
I can't do it. But if Lucy got in touch with me
But
privately,
he's dead.
yeah, but I just don't want to be that guy to do that. That's just awful.
Is it awful?
Yeah, on air, I'm not doing it. I'm just not going to do
To
it.
say that the guy's gay?
No, to say that some guy claimed to be fucked by him. That's that's what, because that's the story. I'm not saying it actually
The
happened. I
story
wasn't
might
there.
not have happened. So he could
Yeah,
be like,
exactly.
I wish nobody had said that, but the guy's dead. He's dead. Let's just see. The same question Lucy asked Joodles. See, Joodles comes from where Lucy's from,
Okay.
in Northern Ireland.
Oh, how
And so they're very similar. They're very similar type people. Very, very chatty and talky. And whatever.
I've lost the plot here. I don't understand.
Yeah, what is that? Lewis, what year was your father born? 1925. Why do you need to know that? 1925.
That's good that you know that.
Did I know what year my father's
Yeah.
born? Don't people know those things? What year was your dad
I think
born?
my dad was born in 1945, but I'm not sure.
He was born in 1925.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
he's
Well,
going.
he'd be 100 today.
September
this year.
29th, he will be 100 years old, my poor father. He lived much longer than I thought. Lucy, you've never heard of Laurence Olivier? That was the joke I made. Okay.
All right.
And when we shared the stage with Tommy Iommi, this is what Ruben says.
Where are
Rick
you- where are you
Wakeman,
reading
Jeff
it?
Lynn.
I can't-
Here we go.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I should point out where it is. Are you enjoying this? It's enjoyable. Is it enjoyable?
Well, bickering with you and you not listening to the story.
I am
story.
listening.
You
I can't
distract
really
me. I can't remember
focus.
what we're talking about.
I can't really. I almost had a stroke on the air. And I went to the doctor.
That's true. Okay, yeah, we'll calm it down.
Lucy was quoting.
How are you, by the way, stroke wise?
Well, I went today to the hospital to have my heart checked to see if there was any damage caused by my incredibly high blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And so they did. They put the gel on.
Yeah.
Like when they measure the
yeah,
baby.
ECG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Echocardiogram. Yeah.
Echo, yeah.
Echocardiogram. And they put the thing on it, and the guy says, I don't see anything bad.
It's good.
It's good. But then again, I've also had a CAT scan which said I had some calcification. So I don't know. What did you?
Huh.
I don't know. But when I went in, and I couldn't really see because I was like so exhausted. I think it was a combination of exhausted. They said that I had 2 or 3 strokes years before.
Yeah.
I don't know when that was.
Can you have them in your sleep? Maybe you have them when you're unaware.
Yeah, it
But
could be.
I don't-
But
I
it
mean,
could
I'm
have
not-
been so long ago before I even started this crazy meat diet.
Right.
Crazy meat.
Yeah.
Lucy, so Steve is also a celebrity. Very clever. I see what you're doing. What is Lucy doing? Lucy is quoting me. She's quoting me. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then, so Russ, and we're missing a few people today. We have 29 people watching. this.
It's Friday night.
They should be home watching.
They should be watching. Friday night, I tell you, when I was a teenager at my boarding school.
Every Lewis show is a stroke.
No,
take
it was
a
the
bit-
big night out. I mean,
Yeah.
Saturday obviously was a big night out, but Friday night you couldn't wait for it. Go out to the pub, and
right?
try
To
and
meet your friends.
try and get in. If you're underage, try and
To
get.
meet a girl. That's how you met girls.
That was the only way you couldn't. Where else could you possibly meet a girl? Girls were there,
Yeah.
knowing that they might be chatted up. Nowadays,
You can't chat
you
up a
can't
girl.
chat up a girl. I
You
don't
can't
think.
talk to a
It's
girl.
very
Is that
hard.
right? You can't.
I think it's very hard.
That's why I'm glad that I'm an internationally famous comedy
Yeah,
celebrity.
yeah. Well, I think that helps. I mean,
Yeah.
I used to, I say I like it was a hobby or something.
You what
No,
was
but
a hobby?
I have, yeah. No, but
Was it a
I used to.
hobby?
No, but I'm just saying, as I used to chat up girls and get rejected, and that was just part of it. Nowadays,
Yeah.
you chat up. If you were to chat up a girl online or whatever, you get rejected. You become an incel and you want to murder and
No,
stab
don't
people.
blame the men. The men are not interested in the women.
Right.
Am I right? Am I right?
No, not this man.
No, you're not a boy.
Oh, right.
I'm talking about the young boys. They got a young girl. They're not interested because they just see the trouble that it's going to bring.
I don't think so.
Friday night out with the boys, Saturday night out with the girl. Well, that's like
Actually,
that
you know what? I
movie.
think that is actually right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
You met your friends.
Friday
at the
night,
end
you
of
would
the
get
week.
absolutely leathered.
Right.
And then Saturday, obviously, you wouldn't. Oh, God.
What is that?
No, it's just.
That's a bad sign. That's on a high carb diet. I'm
That
against
is literally because 6 hours of tennis is too much for a 58-year-old.
that. Right.
It's literally too much. I mean, it's.
Well, also you're a bit fat. Let's be honest. Are you a bit fat?
Jesus.
Strokes or heart attacks? I got tested for a heart attack. I mean, not a heart attack. They would see if there's any blockage in there, whatever.
But what Joe says there is absolutely right.
What? In
Yeah,
my
in
younger
younger days,
days, the
weekends.
weekends were mental.
Yeah.
Pub, clubbing, and then struggling
Yeah.
into work on a Monday.
Yeah.
Morning, happy days. Do people still live like that? Do
I
they
don't think
drink-
they. I don't know.
I think
but
they drink
I don't
all
think
week.
They do.
all
they?
week long now. That's my impression. They
I don't think it's you save
they
it
go
up
to Hoxton.
and to go out, and that's the day you could. And then you're waiting for the last dance. Did you ever? Have you even heard of this? That you wait. Basically, unless you struck lucky early on,
Early.
you'd be waiting. So let's say the pub closes at 2:00.
Yeah.
At 1:45, they'd suddenly put it onto the last dance, blow and put some.
Well, that's that song.
But no,
Does
and then you
say
had to
The Last
basically.
Dance.
But you've literally got 15 minutes to see who's free and try and get off with them.
Yes,
And
yes.
get off. So you're looking around. So if you haven't already basically clocked someone or established the person with whom you're going to get off with,
Yeah.
then you're in panic mode. It's like, God, I've been here all week. I've been here for 4 hours. I'm sweaty. She might be a or she might be a who. And so it was. So yeah, that was
And
exactly what it was like.
you have to settle for it, and you're drinking, and
Yeah.
you do the best. You do the
Those
best.
are the
you
good
can.
old days.
Those are the good old.
Yeah.
Now they're online. They're meeting some
Yeah.
guy online. They're coming over to Nunhead to see Lewis Schaffer.
I do need electrolytes,
Yeah.
and I'm basically
Yes, that's what it is.
that is
electrolytes.
literally what I need.
Why don't you go with a raw meat diet? Let's see what else is going
Yeah.
on. So the weekends were mental. Lud says you need electrolytes. Lewis,
I do need
you
them.
said the guy was the same age as your father. I'm going to look up celebrities born that year. No, it wasn't the same age. He was born. This guy was. I don't want to say what. Could I say what year he was born in? The guy's name. I don't remember the guy's name.
Well, good, because I'm not going to show you.
1919 was he born in that year?
No.
That's that guy. I'm talking about the other guy.
Yeah. But actually, you know what? Because they are so similar, it was actually him, and he's not dead. It was actually him.
But this was 40 years ago, so he was in his 40s at that time.
So basically, no, it was 30 years ago.
30. It was
30 years ago. So this guy would have been 52.
Yeah,
I've given away a clue.
he would have been 52 when this happened in the 1990s.
You don't know exactly the
And
year.
he's still alive.
He's still alive. Yeah.
He's still alive.
But that's all I'm saying. Listen, like I said, it's not like I'm saying it happened because I was there and I witnessed it.
Somebody said.
Somebody told me that this guy, but it was so bloody convincing because why would he tell me this?
Yeah.
There's no need. Because, like I say, my
He
point
could
was
have
that
been
I
lying.
knew him.
But there are crazy people out
Well,
there.
that's
Paul.
true. I guess so. But
And
you
the
know,
thing
he's
is-
a normal guy. That was my point, and I knew him.
So let's say you actually know who this in your mind. You go, let's think of somebody else who's dead, long dead.
Danny Kaye.
Danny Kaye. It's Danny Kaye.
Yeah.
And it comes down to Paul Yu said he ratted to somebody in 1992 who said that he had just slept with Danny Kaye.
Yeah,
That can't be used in a court of law.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. Maybe in this country it can.
These days, if you ask a woman out, these days.
That's what Lucy
you
says.
get thrown in
Lucy.
jail for rape. You know what that's alluding to? I don't know whether you
What
do
is
know
that now?
Well, Lucy, am I wrong? But are you
Lucy, he's talking to you.
Yeah, Lucy, I like what you've just written because as far as I would take it, you are referencing Stuart Lee.
Is that what happened?
No.
What happened? Did Stuart Lee ask a girl out?
No.
Was that a joke?
No.
What is it about then?
Stuart Lee, you're referencing Stuart Lee's comic routine. See, I know more about comedy than you do. I'm sorry, Lewis, but if there was who knows more about comedy test, the professional comedian or a guy who just knows a little bit about stuff.
Yeah, because
I would beat you.
So you'd beat me. Who cares? But so what is this about? What did Stuart Lee say?
These days, well, no. Basically, there's you know how Stuart Lee.
I know. He's a huge fan of Lewis Schaffer.
Basically, he is. I know he is. He is actually literally. I know he
Lucy,
I know he is.
Stuart Lee is a big fan of mine.
Stuart Lee really is a fan
I'm
of
not
yours.
sure he is.
Well, I do know that
Because
he has
he's got a
mentioned
woke-
you,
Yes,
and he is fascinated by the way you embrace dying on
Yes.
stage, and
Yeah.
he's impressed with that because nobody else does that, and that's true. So, so fair dues to you. But Stuart Lee repeats things until they become absurd, doesn't he? That's his kind of
says it over and over again.
And he says the same thing over again. And let's see if maybe she wasn't referencing him at all.
She wasn't.
But basically, these days, if you say you're English, you get thrown in jail.
Yeah.
That's the beginning of a Stuart Lee bit where he's talking to a cab driver, and the guy says to him, he goes, "How are you? You know, he's busy tonight." And he goes, "Yeah, whatever you say to a cabbie." And then he replies and says, "These days, if you say you're English, you get thrown in jail." And then Stuart Lee's bit goes on to goes, "What, really? What, these days?
Yeah.
If you say you're English,
Yeah.
they throw you in jail."
Right.
What the? And he goes on. He just keeps saying the, and then so it's obviously not true, and it just becomes hilarious, and the absurdity of it becomes hilarious, just repeating it over and over. And these days, if you ask a woman out, these days you get thrown in jail for rape. So that is definitely to me.
It's a trope.
It's a Stuart Lee trope. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a comedy trope.
Yes.
I don't know whether she meant it as a comedy trope.
Well, I've asked, so I think she's not going to say yes because that just undermines her coolness. Yeah. But that is definitely what she's done there.
Yeah. These days, comma, these days, if you ask a woman, all right. So we've had a good show. We had a good show, everybody. We've been here for 2 hours.
Okay.
So we're going to say goodbye.
And I have got cramp in my big.
Why?
I don't know what you call that. Because I tell you what, if you're basically running around and for 6 hours, you'd have cramp.
Maybe I would. So this has been a good show. Let's say goodbye to everybody. Ruben and Steve Cuff Lucy. He's still alive.
Louis Spence was in the show. So Ruben, of the gay people that I said who were famous who were in the show with me, Louis is one of them. As was Craig Revel Horwood, as was John Barrowman.
Yes.
Yeah, they were all in the same cast.
Were they supposed to be gay in this cast? I mean, were they supposed
Well,
to
none
be
of them were gay in the cast because they're all GIs, aren't they? Shagging Vietnamese girls.
Right.
So that's...
Were there any girls in the cast?
We had the most beautiful Vietnamese girls in the world in the cast.
There. Yeah, Miss Saigon.
Yeah, but they're actually Filipinos, most of them.
Oh, that's
yes, Paul. See, she was right. I recognised it. Which Lucy is wasted on you.
Yeah,
I need to start my own show.
I don't want to
put it out at 5 o'clock.
I don't want to say anything.
I would never do it at 5 o'clock because it's such an idiotic time. But
well, what time would be a better time?
Well, I think any time, but when most people are eating.
Nobody eats. Nobody has a meal like they used to have. They're sitting down to a dinner with the kids.
My ex-girlfriend was always complaining about menstrual cramps.
Yeah.
Personally, I think she was overreacting. That's good. Yeah. That's good.
Well, that was on my poster. It's got something like that.
Oh, really? That's good. I
don't know whether that came from that, but that's really good. It's a good joke. Yes, Paul. What did Lucy say? Yes, Paul. About?
Because about the Stuart Lee thing.
Right. Was
Yeah.
it? Was it that?
Yes, I said
We don't
it is.
know that because she doesn't. She never says anything.
She
like
just
that.
said yes. I asked her the question.
But
She just said yes. How else?
It could
What
have been
more evidence do you need? You're now
Because-
denying that, saying
Yes,
no. Oh,
yes. I'm denying it. She should do it.
okay.
She should do it. We got the girls here. We got some high quality girls in here.
Oh, I thought you
Yeah.
meant you've got some high quality girls. We're going in the pub. We're just going to go in.
not here, not
We're going to
here.
go meet them. That would be all
She
right.
doesn't like Stuart Lee, but isn't Stuart Lee like a left wing person? Lucy.
How do you not like Stuart Lee?
How do you not like Stuart Lee? He's fat now. He's got.
Well,
type
oh
2
yeah. Somebody
diabetes.
said when you were away, when I was trying to lure your fans to my new
Yeah.
forthcoming
Show.
thing, they were saying that I should join the Discord. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the hell does that even mean?
That's
I've
not
never
know
even
what this
heard that
is.
phrase before.
Discord.
Yeah.
Discord basically is like Facebook. It's like a Facebook
Okay.
page. And so here, I'll just show you what the Facebook page is. Invite people. So
Okay.
you get an invitation. I'm giving
Okay.
you an invitation.
Okay. Cool.
Control C. I'm just put copy.
Yeah. Yeah.
here.
Copy it. Send it to me,
And then
I'll
put it
join
over
it.
here. Right there.
Okay. I'll join your thing.
So we've got that.
Look, there's a guy there, Ruben, hosted the end of run party for Miss Saigon in Birmingham. I mean, Miss Saigon in Birmingham was not a long run. It was the tour, I imagine.
Yeah.
Maybe I think they did quite a long stint at these, venues, because it was a popular show. So they, instead of doing 1 week, I mean, I've done.
Did they
I've done
bring?
shows.
Did they bring the helicopter in there?
Yeah, well, the helicopter. I mean, I don't know because I have no interest in it whatsoever. But I'm sure Ruben will confirm the helicopter was because without the helicopter, what have you got?
I don't know. People
Yeah.
seem to like that show. There's good songs.
Yeah, because of the helicopter.
Just the
No,
helicopter.
good songs, good story. People
But
like the
why
story.
is it so popular? It's still running, Miss Saigon.
Yeah,
Is it not?
somewhere in the world it's on. Yeah.
It could be on in London, isn't it?
No, it isn't.
Which one of the ones that's still on? Les Mis? Is that still going?
I don't think so. It might be. Phantom of the Opera is still on.
Are they all done by that one guy? What's his name?
No, well, I mean they're all produced by
Miss
Cameron
Thai-
McIntosh.
Yeah, Miss Thailand would be a different musical.
Yeah.
Lucy found that funny.
yeah.
Yeah, the people, they tend to be funny. And we get very few hecklers, bad people coming in, even though I hate disabled people and I hate women. They get very few people.
Is there a clip of me acting on YouTube? No, but you just go and watch the actual acting on BBC iPlayer.
Yeah. Is there anything of you anywhere?
Yeah, on BBC iPlayer, Doctor Who, Season 9, Episode 9.
Season 9, Episode 9. Okay. So, what else do we need to do? We need to tell people, everybody should like this. Like this. That's all I don't ask much from you people. Just like the thing. We have, it says 7 likes. I don't believe
Well,
it.
you should like it yourself. Doesn't that help? Or do they know? They think, oh, he's liked himself, so we're going to discount it.
Yeah, no, okay, I like myself. Have you liked it? Have you liked it? I guess this is the
So what is this? This is you in the past. We're now watching.
I don't know what it is in the past.
I don't
That's
understand
me in
that.
the past.
Okay.
And then, so here's the page. So people are writing in.
But I don't understand what this is.
This is people who want to comment when the show.
Are they
is
commenting
over.
now?
They
So they've
could,
got this open at the same time as your...
Yeah, they could if they want to. They could have it open.
What time is it? So this is...
They could have it open. That's Rubens. This is Juliet. She's from Nigeria.
1939.
Shanks. This is Kinsey. I don't know where Kinsey
So what does it
is.
say? Okay, so this is in the past. So this isn't... All right, this isn't today. Oh, God.
That's horrible.
That's horrible.
Okay, so you've got that. I met a woman from Thailand who was totally morbidly obese. Actually, she looked more like she was from Thailand and not Thailand. Gammy Russ, he likes the jokes. He likes to make the jokes. So we're going to thank everybody here. Ruben and Steve Cuff. Let's go up here. Let's see who the top fans are. Who knows who these people are? The top fans. They got weird names. But Steve...
Click on that top fans again.
This is what...
I'm quite interested. It is quite good that you've got 28 fans. That's amazing, actually.
Yeah, I don't know what they do to be the top fans. I think they're just going to write in. There's Joodles, who's amazing. Lucy.
Crying at Alan's joke, whatever that was.
That was Alan. Yeah, yeah. What was Alan's joke? Anyway, Lucy, Lud.
Yeah.
So these people.
Lud's saying I need electrolytes. You know what? There's a thing called St. Mark's formula or something like that. And I basically, I've just realised I've stopped doing it.
Right.
And if you Google electrolyte recipe NHS, it will bring you up to St. Mark's
Yeah.
formula. And what it is salt,
Right.
bicarb of soda, lemon, I think, and honey. And then you mix it up with in coconut water or something, and then blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and if you
yeah.
drink that, it does actually prevent cramps. And
Yes,
I was, and I've stopped doing that because I've stopped getting cramps.
If you eat meat, are you eating enough red meat?
How much to eat?
It's below too much, and it's above not enough.
yeah. I think I am. Yeah.
You eating that? Okay, so you are. And so Maltese Phil was here. Lud, Joodles, Mark J, Vatanai.
Was that how you're pronouncing him? Votanai.
Yeah, Votan.
Votan.
I think it's
Why?
that's pronounced. Because that's what his name is.
But what is Votanai? I don't know what.
Votan, I think he comes from like someplace out Eastern Europe or something.
Votan.
Ruben, he's like a Jew
know,
from
I
his
don't
LinkedIn. I mean, this isn't everybody. It's only 28 people, but as you can see that they're all right people.
Look, what's the least gay musical ever? That's a good question.
I love Hitler.
The straightest musical. I don't know. That is a question for AI. It'd be very interesting to hear what Gemini has to say.
We could do that.
Huh?
We could do that. Keith Bexley. We're just going through this. Lucy and Joodles and Leanne.
Talk amongst yourself. Look, there's lots of good stuff that we've missed actually today. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yourself.
That's what it said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
So we've got, because people are always saying to me, we need more guests. And a lot of times.
Luck Be a Lady is one of the cleverest songs ever written. I
Yes,
do
that's
like
Lucy, yeah.
I do like Guys and Dolls. And I do like Luck Be a Lady. That's the song I sang at drama
That's
school.
made the guy who used to write for like the old New York newspapers.
Yeah.
They made a musical about his column. His column would go out in the street and speak to the guys and dolls, back in the 1950s. And that's where they made that movie.
That movie with Marlon Brando and Frank Sinatra.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that good a movie.
It's not that good, but it's quite good. They go to Havana. They call you Lady Luck, but there is room for doubt. At times, you have a very unladylike way of running out.
Oh my God, that's too gay. It's even too gay for me.
You're on a trip with me. The pickings have been lush.
Yeah.
And yet before this evening is over, you might give me the brush. You might forget your manners. You might refuse to stay.
Yeah.
And so the best that I can do is pray. Bum, 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 bum. Luck be a lady tonight.
Oh, that's like the prelude to this.
Luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you ever were a lady to begin with. Luck be a lady tonight. Bum, 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 bum.
mother-
Luck let a gentleman see how nice a dame you can be. I know
My head
the
is
way you've
exploding.
treated other guys you've been with. Luck be a lady with me. Bum, bum,
Okay.
bum, bum, bum.
So here's the deal. Say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
to Chinese Elvis. Say goodbye to them, Chinese.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Make sure the last thing you do is like this stream.
I don't know why wouldn't they like it? They've watched it for 2 bloody hours.
You've watched it for 2 bloody hours and
Yeah.
you haven't. Just make sure you go back. I mean, these people are ungrateful. I got a paid thing which costs £3 a month,
Yeah.
and it's
I should be on that. Come on. I'm not.
No.
You're throwing me to the bloody
no,
cheapskates.
it's not that.
This
It
is
isn't.
unbelievable.
They're just contributing money. It isn't. They're not anything.
Look. Are you more gay now that you've sat through that? Yeah,
Yeah, I
I feel it.
Well, can I do this?
This is why I don't have a YouTube stream. Yeah, because I would only sing musicals.
I'm
Unaccompanied.
not sure. I mean, people do like this thing. Daryl is here. Good to see you, Daryl. Brilliant Paul. People are here. But you don't know.
Thank you, Daryl.
You don't know what makes people.
But it's amazing that I know the words. I haven't literally. I mean, it's amazing when you learn something like a
because of your
song.
brain.
They do stick in your head.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what I was going to sing, and then the words were coming out. So that is amazing. That's the amazing thing about songs. And I just want to say this before I go. What I've learned in the pandemic, singing Elvis for dementia patients in residential homes, is that they may not be able to remember their own family members, their name. Well, they remember their name, but they don't remember the family members. They don't remember what they had for dinner. They don't know what it was. They don't remember.
But they remember.
But they remember the words from songs from 1960.
Yeah,
it's literally incredible. How does that work?
How does it work? We could talk about that later. It's
Yes.
interesting. It is not. No, it's interesting. What does it says? What?
Gammy Russ.
It says you look like a young Lionel Blair.
Young Lionel Blair. Well, I'll take that as a compliment.
Take it
He's
as a
very
compliment.
gay, Lionel.
I demand Paula next Friday's show wearing a cat suit, doing Cat's number besides Lewis Schaffer.
Doing cats.
Like CAT scan? What does that mean?
I don't.
I don't understand. You can't understand what half the people are
don't know
saying.
what
At least
that
I
means.
don't do that. Okay, that's our show. All right, we'll see you later. This was one of the best shows we've
Best
ever
shows.
done.
Oh yeah, and look, I'm wearing my my things that mean
Wow.
I think I'm good at having sex.
Is that what that means? No, it doesn't. Is that what that means?
That's what my wife says. My wife says, "Why do you wear those things? Do you think you're good at having sex?" I'm like, "What? How do those two things?"
I got made.
Yeah.
I got made one of those things. Claire made me one when I was on the TV. My friend Claire.
Well, maybe
She's not here now, but she made that for me. Okay, we're gone. We're gone. Let's say goodbye. I'm going to just keep us on for just a bit.